Congratulations, you have a newborn baby or you're expecting a newborn baby and you're trying to plan ahead. Well, today I am going to give you 15 tips on newborn sleep and how to maximize the amount of sleep that you are not going to get, but you are going to get when your baby is born. I know I joke, but seriously, when you first have your baby, you are going to be in survival mode and all you have to focus on is surviving. You just brought a human into the world. Now, it's really important to have realistic expectations that sleep is not going to be perfect, but with these 15 tips, I can help you make it a little bit better and easier for that time when you do sleep train your baby. The first thing that's really important to do is to have short wake windows. You have to be realistic that your baby can only handle about 45 minutes of being awake in between sleep periods. This is that first month of life where your baby is going to sleep a lot. So just expect that when they wake up, you're gonna change their diaper, feed them, have a little bit of face-to-face time or playtime or whatever you wanna do, and then you're going to end up putting them back to sleep. The second thing is that you need to help your baby correct their day versus night confusion. Now I have a whole video right here that you can watch after you watch this video on how to correct this day versus night confusion, but that should be one of your biggest goals during the first month and 2 months of your baby's life is to fix that day versus night confusion. The next thing that I want you to do is wake your baby every 2 hours during the day. I know they say never wake a sleeping baby, but you need to wake a sleeping baby, and that's going to help them with their day versus night confusion, but you need to wake them every 2 hours during the day. Of course, you don't have to do that at night throughout the night. You want them to sleep through the night. But during the day, you definitely need to be waking them because otherwise they're just gonna sleep all day and party all night. The next tip that I have for you is to replicate the womb. The womb that your baby grew inside had all of these qualities that you need to replicate. So I want you to first swaddle your baby. If they don't like it with their arms up, swaddle them with their arms down. Try different kinds of swaddles. Try swaddling in different ways and try different tightness of swaddling. The next tip that I have for you goes hand in hand with replicating the womb because you need to have white noise while your baby is sleeping. If you think about that womb environment, it was whooshy and loud. So replicate that for your baby. The next thing that you need to do is have it black out dark while your baby is sleeping and light during awake time. Now, I always recommend blackout easy window covers, link in the description box down below. I always recommend these because they truly black out any room. Now, don't fall for the myth that your baby needs to fall asleep in the light so that they can learn to sleep anywhere. No, that is not productive and it is not conducive for brain development and muscle restoration and all the growth that is happening while your baby is sleeping. Give them the best shot at the best growth by giving them the best sleep environment to sleep in. Speaking of giving them the best environment to sleep in, the next tip that I have for you is to check the temperature of the bedroom that your baby is sleeping in. You want to aim between 68 and 72 degrees Fahrenheit, so make sure that you are in that range. You can also check your baby to see if they are hot or cold. The best place that you can check is on their back. So if you just place your hand in the swaddle, or if you're doing a feeding, you're gonna unswaddle, check their back. Is it cold? Is it sweaty? If it's cold, add a layer. If it's sweaty, take a layer off. Now, make sure that you are always dressing your baby in one layer more than what you would sleep in. So if you're sleeping in just pajamas, you want to have your baby sleeping in pajamas and their swaddle because their swaddle is going to keep them warmer. If they're feeling cold, add a onesie under their pajamas. Or if they're feeling hot, take the onesie off. It's pretty simple. Now, another tip is that in order to help your child develop their circadian rhythm, a really good way to do this is by getting outside. The earlier in the day that you can get outside, the faster your baby's body is going to tell them, hey, it's daytime, vitamin D, all the amazing things, and it's going to help them develop their circadian rhythm, and also, who doesn't love fresh air? Getting outside and getting some fresh air is just a really great way to start your day. The next tip that I have for you is to use Harvey Karp's 5 S's for soothing. When your baby is really upset, you're going to be like stressed out and you're going to really want some easy relaxation techniques to help your child relax. So using the 5 S's is going to help your baby calm down. If you're not familiar with the 5 S's, check out this video right here because that is going to describe every single detail that you need to know about the 5 S's. The next tip that I have for you is to keep your baby fully awake during their feedings during the day and make sure that they are getting a full feeding. When your baby is just snacking and dozing off, they're not getting a full feeding and they're not going to fall into a good habit of eating and then sleeping for a longer duration than just 20 to 30 minutes, waking up hungry again and needing to eat again and then dozing off again. You're gonna find yourself just snacking and sleeping all day long. This goes hand in hand with my next tip is to follow the eat, play, sleep routine. The eat, play, sleep routine means that when your baby wakes up, you are going to feed him or her. You're going to make sure that they stay awake during this whole feeding, which they should, because they just took a solid nap. So it is easy peasy. What you do is feed them and then play with them and then put them down for sleep. Repeat. Eat, then play, then sleep. So you want to do this all day long so that you get into a good routine and a good habit of eating upon waking so that they are awake and alert and they are not having a feed to sleep association. Now, of course, you don't have to do this in the middle of the night. Yes, I've had people ask me that before. Do I need to get up and play with my kid in the middle of the night? Absolutely not. If your baby still needs feedings overnight, just eat and put them back to sleep. While we're on the topic of eating overnight, if your baby still needs overnight feedings, which 99% of newborns are going to need to eat through the night, make sure that you are keeping the sleep environment active. So what I mean is you are in sleep environment mode, you are not in awake mode. So when your baby wakes in the night and needs a feeding, you need to keep it dark and quiet. I know it's tempting to watch YouTube videos or watch the TV or read an ebook kind of thing and having that light to your face, but you need to remember that that's also putting light on your baby's face, which is waking up their brain even more and telling their brain that it is daytime, because the minute they see light, whether it's artificial light from your phone, the TV, whatever, or light from the outdoors, your baby's brain is signaled that it is not time to sleep anymore. Stop producing melatonin and wake up and start the day. So make sure that when you're feeding your baby overnight that you're keeping it dark and quiet. During the evening hours, you may notice that your child is really fussy. Watch this video over here to learn more about the witching hour, but what you may need to do in those early months and weeks is to cluster feed in the evening. Now, really, this is your baby's way of telling your body to produce more milk. And maybe this means that you're just doing an extra bottle in the evening or whatever it may be, but sometimes when your baby is fussier in the evening, it's because they're hungry and they're getting ready to tank up and get ready to sleep longer stretches through the night. So don't be afraid to cluster feed in the evening. They may really just need to tank up and get a little bit more food in their systems before going to sleep for the night. The next thing that I want to tell you is to have a conversation with your partner and take shifts. So this is going to be a lifesaver. What you want to do is have one partner stay awake with the baby until about 10 or 11 o'clock at night, do a dream feed, and then go to bed for the night. That first stretch of sleep is going to be the longest. So you want to make sure that you're going to sleep before that so that you're clocking a couple hours of sleep so that when your baby wakes up around 2 a.m., you're ready to feed the baby and then put the baby back to sleep, and then you're on duty until 7 a.m. when it's wake up time. So taking those shifts is really going to ensure that you and your partner are getting enough sleep, even though, I mean, nobody really gets enough sleep once they have a kid, but hopefully you can kind of spread it out and divide and conquer those responsibilities of your baby during the night so that you're both feeling a little bit more well rested the next day. The next tip that I have for you is super cheesy, but honestly, like, I can say this because I've had all my babies and they're way too old now. They're 5, 7, and 8. My oldest is turning 9 next week, but honestly, enjoy every moment. I know it sounds so cheesy and like stupid, but it goes by so quickly. So stressing out about all of these things, it's just not worth it. Just love that baby, give them everything they're telling you that they need, and just learn their cues. Because I mean, seriously, it goes by so quickly. And yeah, I miss when my babies were babies. So to bring it all together for you, I have a newborn sleep course that has every single detail and then some in the description box down below. Grab the newborn sleep course today to start getting more sleep tomorrow. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Click this playlist over here to check out more videos about newborn baby sleep, and click this button over here to subscribe to my channel, and keep blooming. Mwah!